Presidential candidates filed their second quarter fundraising totals with the Federal Election Commission, FEC, Saturday, providing a glimpse into the financial strength of the Republican 2024 hopefuls. While Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reported more total receipts than former President Donald Trump, the former president ended Q2 with more cash on hand, followed by South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, according to the FEC filings. The most important number is cash on hand, minus debt, Mike Murphy, a GOP strategist, previously told the New York Times. You see how much financial firepower they actually have. Presidential candidates filed their second quarter totals on Saturday, which provided a glimpse into how much hard cash the 2024 GOP hopefuls have heading into the third fundraising period. Candidates had until the end of day Saturday to file their Q2 totals with the Federal Election Commission, FEC, with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former President Donald Trump reporting the highest receipts among the crowded field of GOP contenders. The cash-on-hand totals provided a clearer picture as to how many hard dollars the respective campaigns have going into the fall, and indicated South Carolina Senator Tim Scott sits just behind the former president, according to the FEC filings. The most important number is cash on hand, minus debt, Mike Murphy, a GOP strategist, previously told the New York Times. You see how much financial firepower they actually have. The former president's campaign previously announced a total of $35 million, combined with his joint fundraising committee, Save America PAC. Trump's campaign raised $17.7 million during his campaign's third fundraising quarter, but reported over $22 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. The candidates' second quarter fundraising totals aren't fully known, as super PACs aligned with the presidential candidates have until the end of the month to report their Q2 totals. The total of individual contributors are also not included in the candidates' second quarter filings, which is a crucial factor in making the debate stage in August by meeting the Republican National Committee's 40,000 unique donor threshold. Scott's campaign brought in nearly $6 million in his first quarter as a presidential candidate and followed Trump's haul with over $21 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. The senator's campaign, combined with Trust in the Mission PAC, previously reported raising approximately $25.4 million during Q2. DeSantis' campaign raked in over $20 million since his late May campaign launch and ended the second quarter with $12.2 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Super PAC Never Back Down previously announced that, combined with the campaign, the governor had mounted $150 million. Conservative businessman Vivek Ramaswamy raised $7.7 million and ended his second quarter as a presidential candidate with $9 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley brought in $5.3 million during the second quarter of her campaign and will enter the third quarter with nearly $7 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Haley's campaign, combined with aligned super PAC SFA Fund Incorporated, previously announced they raised $26 million during Q2. How is every GOP candidate doing at fundraising? https://t.co/2xb106fub2. Daily Caller, at Daily Caller, July 15, 2023. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum raised $11.7 million since his early June presidential launch and ended the second quarter with approximately $3.7 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. The governor gave his own campaign approximately $10.2 million and raised $1.5 million from outside contributors. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie brought in $1.65 million since his early June campaign launch and has $1.59 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Former Vice President Mike Pence garnered nearly $1.2 million since launching his campaign in early June, and he ended the second fundraising quarter with nearly $1.1 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Pence and Super PAC, Committed to America, previously reported to raise a combined $3.85 million during his first fundraising quarter. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez raised just under $1 million since his mid-June presidential launch and reported $898,850 cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Suarez previously announced that his campaign and aligned super PACs garnered $13.6 million in the second quarter. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson raised just $582,521 since his early April campaign launch and has $378,677 cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Former Texas Representative Will Hurd garnered $273,512 during the first few weeks of his presidential campaign and ended the second quarter with $245,118 cash on hand, the filing showed. Conservative radio personality Larry Elder brought in $15,603 since his late April presidential announcement and reported $9,171 cash on hand, according to his filing. President Joe Biden raked in approximately $19.87 million during the first quarter of his re-election campaign and ended it with $20 million cash on hand, according to the FEC filing. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. raised nearly $6.4 million and Marianne Williamson raised just under $1 million, and their campaigns reported $4.5 million and $104,990 cash on hand, respectively, the documents show.